talk to me. Tell me. Why are you driving at this time of the morning?
I know. Normally I take the bus. I'm going to be I'm going to be moderating a panel of menopause experts. One of the things that we talked long and hard about was, should this just be for women at the event? And should we invite men? And we decided that because it was with external people, not internal to KPMG, that it should be women only to create a safe space for people. So one of the questions that we will be talking, and one of the topics and subjects, is actually how do we bring men into the conversation? How do we have those conversations? And someone at KPMG said to me the other day that she didn't have the conversation with her husband. He's a kind of sound engineer, and so what she did was play him our video.
Oh, right.
And said, what do you think about the sound on this? And then he looked at her
and said it's terrible.
And said, is this how you feel?
God, that's so passive aggressive.
I thought it was genius.
Yeah. There's a question that I've just thought of then, talking about the point at which men are invited to the table. Who gets to make that decision? It's obviously a woman's decision or women's decision, but there has to be someone that is going to put their hand up at some stage, is out there and say, hey, listen, we have no choice in the matter. Jump on board. Yeah,
it's that kind of, how to start a movement and how to embrace your followers at the same time. So you have to make it welcoming for men to be included in the conversation and feel comfortable to be in the conversation. And at the same time, men have to make women feel comfortable to talk about something that is deeply personal. So KPMG this year, what we're going to be doing, we started kind of laying the framework last year and the foundations for the conversations and to increase awareness around menopause. And so we're building on that momentum this year, and we're going to do obviously this and then a series of kind of events or posts around menopause internally and perimenopause. And then we're hoping to do a kind of Ask Me Anything panel discussion around International Menopause Awareness Day in October, which is for everybody at KPMG to attend, so men and women. It is kind of looking at it from a corporate perspective, but also, oh God, I'm going to sound like I'm all salesy for KPMG, but you've put me in this position. But actually our purpose is fueling New Zealand's prosperity.
Yeah.
And it's something I've spoken to our chair about is, it's all very well having these sort of white collar offices and corporates having policies for menopausal or perimenopausal women, which means that they can have flexible working, they can work from home when they need to. For a lot of people who are in lower socioeconomic groupings, that's not possible for them. Where I can potentially decide that I'm going to take a couple of hours and work from home in the morning because I've had no sleep.
Yeah.
But someone who's paid by the hour has to turn up to work. If they don't turn up to work, they don't get paid. If they don't get paid, they don't eat.
Yeah.
It's a very different situation for them. And
talking about potentially the women that have to come in and clean your building.
Still in corporate New Zealand, I think 1 in 11 women decide to leave the workforce. A huge number actually stagnate and plateau because they don't go for the promotion. So even in the corporate world, we're seeing the impacts of menopause on people's lives and careers. And okay, wait for it. This then contributes to the continual gender pay gap because women are not moving into the senior roles because they're stagnating because of menopause, and that then leads to a retirement gap because we can't put the money aside that the men can. And women live longer, and unfortunately, a lot of times in poorer health. So we have a health gap. So, God, it's great being a woman.
At least you got a lot of content from this car journey to be able to talk about today at the event. Haven't you? Need to make sure you let other people talk.
Well, that's the thing. No one wants. They're not coming to hear from me. They're coming to hear from our 3 amazing panelists. So
don't be throwing any softball questions, though.
No.
make them work.
Make them sweat.
If
Make them have a whole flush.
if they're coming in for a free lunch, then you better give them some good questions to answer. Yeah.
There's no such thing as a free lunch.
Not a KPMG. The RAV4 is not necessarily made for filming with this rig. It's actually quite. Yeah, my shoulder's seizing up. I've got my hamstrings have become noticeably tighter.
We do not need a bigger car. We do not.
Oh, look! This is a beautiful. I've got to say, this is a pretty beautiful shot.
The sunrise over there is pretty spectacular as well.
Show, don't tell, Hester. We're showing.
Okay, sorry. This is why you do all the filming.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just start.
Okay. Let's see if your parking's improved.